Star Wars Battlefront 2. Boy, did EA mess up good on this one. If you ever want to know what the future of gaming is, just look at what EA's doing, because then everyone else just starts to copy them. But they will not be outdone. No, sir, they will not be outdone. Battlefront 2, I believe it's out. Maybe I think it came out this week.
Yeah.
Or if you're watching this on YouTube, last week. Battlefront 2 is out, and people weren't very happy because there was a bit of a lock on the hero characters, and I don't quite remember because I didn't really play it a whole lot other than going over to friends' houses and playing for a very small amount of time. But I think in 2015's Battlefront, there was no locking of heroes and villains. Like, you didn't have to buy them, they just were there. Weapons, you did have to earn. So there was apparently something even just as basic as having Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. I want to say someone reported you're going to have to play the game like something around the time of 40 hours total to unlock both of them. Very, very grind heavy to get two characters that just should be in the game from the onset.
That's like an RPG.
Yeah, it is. So, what happened? Something happened on Reddit. Something historical happened.
Something beautiful
on Reddit. There was an early access on EA's Access subscription for the PC and Xbox One versions of Battlefront 2. And some fans were very unhappy to discover that, you have these basic heroes that are locked. And, of course, there was on Reddit, of course, a thread was started, and EA came in and left a comment. I'm going to read their comment, and it's full glory, full corporate glory. The internet. No way. The intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking different heroes. As for cost, we selected initial values based upon data from the open beta and other adjustments made to milestone rewards before launch. Among other things, we're looking at average per player credit earn rates on a daily basis, and we'll be making constant adjustments to ensure that players have challenges that are compelling, rewarding, and of course attainable via gameplay. We appreciate the candid feedback and the passion the community has put forth around the current topics here on Reddit, our forums, and across numerous social media outlets. Our team will continue to make changes and monitor community feedback and update everyone as soon and as often as we can. Now, at the time of this article's writing on GameInformer.com, and I believe it's much, much higher, like at least 600,000 at this point. But at the time of this writing, it had 380,000 negative points. So, yeah, that could have been balanced out by upvotes. So actually the downvotes could have been higher, even at that point. And that is the highest negative balance of any comment on Reddit in Reddit's history. The second place one had 24,000. Okay? And that comment was actually, the poster was asking for downvotes to set the record. Now, there's been some fallout from this. I believe that the general manager of DICE himself came out and issued a statement basically saying, we hear what you're saying. We want this game to be fun for everyone. It's really a great game, but we don't want this to become the focus of it. So what we're going to do is any paid content in the game is going to be taken out for some amount of time. Because the game's turning into, even though you can unlock Darth and Luke, you can also just buy them and spend real money on them. Just like you can with all these games that are coming out. You can just unlock with money parts of the game. And I'm okay with unlocking stuff. Like my favorite video game era of all time was PS2, GameCube, and Xbox, and that was like the only way you could get extra content is by playing the game and unlocking it. But there were always reasonable goals and reasonable ways of attaining it. They're just making this grind heavy until they wear you down, and you're just like, you know what, just take my money. I just want to play as Vader. Or you just stop playing the game, which I'm sure a lot of people will do. But it's horrible. I think, to me, it seems like this was EA's decision 100%. DICE had nothing to do with it, and DICE basically came out to EA and was like, look, you're making us look extremely bad by being so money-grubbing with this game. So now that they've done this, at least in these initial few weeks or months or however long they keep it a regular game without paid unlockable stuff, people will be on the same advantage. Now, when that time passes and you get new players in, sure, they can buy stuff if they want to catch up with everyone else. But again, another reason why I don't like online games, you kind of have to play on everyone else's schedule, and if you don't play when the game first comes out, you're going to be left in the dust, and it's another topic for another day. But yeah, what were your thoughts on this whole EA Battlefront 2 debacle?
I'm kind of torn because I don't like these games. Just because of what I didn't like the first one because it was just bad. There was a lot of stuff that wasn't put into it. Maybe they fixed it in 2. I don't know. I don't think I'll be buying it just because I'm not a fan of it and I don't want to support it. Because I much prefer the original ones.
Yeah,
and
those games are still, in my opinion, more fun to play.
Oh yeah, and in those, in order to play as the heroes, it wasn't like a pickup or you put it in as like a slot. And it was like, oh, I want a chance to get this person. It depended on the map you were on, and it depended on how well you were playing.
Talking about the heroes and villains.
Yeah. And if you did, if you had 4 people playing on one screen, back when you could do that thing, it's really unheard of nowadays.
You're lucky if you get 2.
Yeah, really you are. And if you did that and you had someone on your side that was playing really well and they, didn't want to play as the hero, if they don't pick the option to play as them, it passes on to the other player. If you're doing 2-man teams.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's an okay way of doing it. And then I don't know how they did it in the first one. I think it may have also been you just kind of like you play well and then you get them. I don't think they did it to where you had to pick up something, but
what, in the originals?
No, in Battlefront.
I want to say, 2015's Battlefront, you got a pickup, and then you could become your team's hero or villain.
I'm not a big fan of that, but I don't think that they should have it to where you can buy people. You shouldn't be able to buy them.
Shouldn't be able to buy people.
You shouldn't have to unlock them either, but I much prefer having to actually play the game and unlock the game's content than like just being able to purchase it. Like in things like Overwatch, you can buy loot crates in that. Like you can earn them through leveling up, or you can buy them. But they don't actually like. You automatically get new heroes. You don't have to pay for any new heroes. The only thing that you get out of loot boxes is sprays, costumes, and catchphrases, and a few other things that aren't really important to the game. But like if you want if you want your person to look a certain way, you can't actually buy like the in-game currency. You have to either earn it, or no, you don't even earn it. You get it from chests and getting duplicates. So you have to just be good at the game or bite chests and hope that... Did I say bite? I may have said bite. Buy chests and hope that you either get enough money to get them or that you just get it. Which gives you more of an incentive to just play the game, level up a lot, so that you can get more free chests instead of having to buy a bunch of chests and have it just be like a gamble. But in this... You just get to buy cool people. That's not fun. It's never like if you buy a brand new game and there's like, oh, here's cheat codes to make, like, here's God mode. It's like if you get a game that does that and you do that right off the bat, and the game loses more fun than if you just play it a lot.
Yeah,
it doesn't become fun. So being able to buy like really broken, strong, powerful heroes, other than earning them and slowly making your way up, you should have to prove yourself to do it. Like in like old Call of Duty games, you had to actually like, and by old I mean like when they had online multiplayer, you had to like actually be good and level up through the game in order to unlock guns and attachments. You had to get certain kills certain ways in order to get certain attachments. Yeah, it made it to where like you had to actually be good at the game in order to unlock better like weapons and items for those weapons in games. Which is a much better way of doing things, other than just being like, well, you can either, grind like you're playing an RPG except it's an FPS game, or you can just buy it. Who needs it?
Yeah.
Either way it's dumb.
And I know with Battlefront 2, there's a lot more, like they cover, episodes 1 through 7. So you've got a lot more heroes, I imagine, than in the first Battlefront, which only covers the original trilogy and a little bit of the events leading up to 7. So, yeah. Just when I think EA can't mess up anymore, they do. They'll shut down beloved game studios. Like if you have a game studio out there that you like, pray that EA doesn't buy them, because they will probably shut them down. Visceral Studios, anyone? And yet I think other publishers have actually come out, like even Blizzard came out making fun of this game for this reason. So congratulations, EA. DICE, I think, is a fantastic developer. I really applaud the senior manager for coming out and saying what he said and making this policy. But man, maybe they need to get a different publisher. Like Activision, right?